अहिले अब क्रुज सुरु भइसकेको छ पिट्सबर्गको।
Folks on the outside decks, please watch your ears. You're about to hear 4. Now, blast and whistle. Please watch your ears.
Watch your ear.
Especially those of you down there on that second deck bow. It is very loud in the front of this boat. Hold your ears.
Bye. Oh, ai mà nó cái này भाइ। यो अहिले डाउनटाउनको क्रुज है पिट्सबर्ग इन्टरनेसनल पिट्सबर्गको। ओ माय गॉड, कहाँ हिँडेको बहिनी, कहाँ हो? फ्यामिली क्रुज आज है।
Once again, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome aboard the Three Rivers Queen. Now we have just departed our Station Square dock, which is off to our right-hand side over here, and it is the home to our entire Gateway Cruiser fleet. Now we are proudly celebrating our 65th season.
Wow!
After we got our start back in 1958 by a man named John Connolly, who along with his nephew, Captain Jack Gessling, had traveled up to Lake Erie and purchased. They brought that boat back down here to Pittsburgh, sailing it day and night for 2.5 weeks and encompassing over 2,200 miles to reach the city. They arrived here in Pittsburgh on May 16, 1958, changed the name of that boat to the Gateway Clipper, and set sail on its very first cruise the following day. In our first 4 months of service, we had accommodated 25,000 passengers. So after a very successful first year, that duo went out, they bought 2 more boats, and the Gateway Clipper fleet was born.
Okay.
Over the course of 65 years,
board head question answer board. बोर्डहरु हेर।
You, however, currently run a 5
Bye.
vessel operation.
कहाँ हेरेको भाइ?
Accommodate up to 1,700 passengers at one time, making us one of the largest inland waterway fleets in the entire United States. Well, now at this time, I'm going to turn things over to our narrator for this cruise. Her name is Joyce, and she's going to be speaking to you from right up here on the third deck, from right behind the pilot house. Take it away, Joyce.
Thank you very much, Captain Eric, and welcome aboard, everyone, to the Gateway Clipper's Three Rivers Queen for your sightseeing tour. Wow. How are we all doing this evening?
Good.
Okay, I'll try to remedy that. My name is Joyce. Over the next hour, we're going to be sailing all 3 of Pittsburgh's rivers. I'm going to point out some interesting buildings in the city of Pittsburgh skyline, as well as some interesting historic landmarks and some things on Mount Washington. There's a lot to see and a lot to learn about. So before I jump in, 2 things. Because we sail both up and down both sides of each river, most of what I'm going to be directing your attention to is going to be on the right. If you are seated facing left, don't worry, you will still be able to see everything, but I usually recommend turn your chair about 90 degrees. Maybe that'll make it a little bit easier so you're not turning all the way around for so much of the tour. Now, the second thing is there's a lot of people on the side decks, and whenever it gets a little bit crowded, I just give it. Of course, you can have conversations with the folks around you naturally. Just be cognizant of your when you speak. Whenever it gets really crowded, some groups don't realize through the tour because we've already gone underneath our first bridge.
Wow.
Right behind the vessel, you can see that bridge. It is called the Smithfield Street Bridge. It opened in 1883. It is a beautiful lintic designed by Gustav Lindenthal, a man who also designed the Hell's Gate Bridge. This is the oldest bridge in the city of Pittsburgh, but it is by no means the first bridge. In fact, the first bridge in the city was built in the exact same location covered bridge, and they named it the Monongahela Bridge. It serviced the city from 1816 until the date that went down in Pittsburgh history, April 10th of 1845.
Tristan.
That day
Hey,
came to be
there they go.
known as the Great Fire. That morning, unsupervised flame heating up laundry water got out of control and turned into a raging inferno. That inferno burned in the city for 7 hours until it was gotten under control. And at that point, a third of the city had burned to the ground, and so had that wooden bridge. The city then hired a man named John Roebling to design a replacement. Roebling would later on in his career design the Brooklyn Bridge. But for Pittsburgh, he gave the city something that was new at the time, a wire rope suspension bridge. And that serviced the city well until a few decades later, when an increase in population and therefore traffic required it to be totally redesigned yet a third time.
Wow, good boy,
The Stop Lindenthal was brought in and the Smithfield Street 3. That is a whole lot of history. The oldest bridge in the city is also the third one to have stood in that spot. Because of all of that history, in 1994, it was made a National Historic Landmark, which means it will maintain its antiquated style, and that also means the city is not allowed to paint it yellow. But now that we're inside of the vessel, you can see the city's skyline, and the first building I'm going to point out is the brown one with the Huntington logo on it. That is called the Grant Building. It opened in 1929, but I want you to look specifically to the beacon on its roof. That beacon is a registered lighthouse. It is the only registered lighthouse here in the city of Pittsburgh, and it's not at all for river traffic. This is an aviation lighthouse. And at night, it's going to spell out the word Pittsburgh in Morse code. There was a time, though, that there was a malfunction with its relay switch, meaning that it just kind of started blinking at random. Until in 2009, lined up there, and they were able to record it. Ever since then, it's worked fine.
Khơi, khơi.
I don't know Morse code. Why can't you?
So they live by like that.
Okay. When it gets a little bit darker, it makes sure it spells out its name correctly. And by correctly, just a little bit.
Ê, nghe đó.
If you look deeper in the city, you'll see a tall, dark building
Khơi
with
bài,
an
khơi.
angled roof. It also has a lot of lights still on. That is the tower at PNC. It opened in 2015. It is the most recent skyscraper to the city. And it's
Tristan,
also one of the greenest buildings in the world.
Tristan khơi.
This tower has a
Ra
platinum
nhỉ?
certification, acronym, which stands for Leadership in Energy and Environmental Design. That big angled roof up there is covered in solar panels, and it utilizes many other state-of-the-art technologies to be as green as possible.
Ngoài ra
Now,
cả
this is one of the few times I can see look to the left. You will see Station Square, but look just beyond Station Square to the set of railroad tracks, lined with green lights. That is called a funicular incline. Funicular meaning that it utilizes a rope or cable in its operation. This is called the Monongahela 1870, and it is the nation's oldest funicular that is still in service. Pittsburgh has two passenger inclines still, the Monongahela and its sister, the Duquesne, which we are going to see later on in the tour. But at one time, this city had as many as 23 inclines. 17 of them were once right here on Mount Washington.
How can we down my
You can see the
to
city
right
lights
now?
to
To right
the
now.
I am, of course, referring to the one in the Castle, PPG Place.
Vậy
The
nhảy
big
nữa.
tower is
Đi
built
kìa.
into one
Đi kìa.
of 6 buildings that make up the plaza, and all 6 have spires on the top because the architects were influenced by neo-Gothic architecture. And one building in particular is a strong inspiration
Ano ini
located
justice
in
sama.
London on the House of Parliament. It's called the Victoria Tower, and the design of the top of the Victoria Tower looks very similar to the top of PPG-1. Of course, the big difference is, of course, that PPG-1 is covered in glass. The entire plaza consists of over 19,000 panes of that beautiful black glass. Appropriate because PPG once stood for Pittsburgh Plate Glass. Now, if you look onto the river's edge, but this time you can look to the right or